guys call in and get your answers to your immigration questions.
All right, let's go to Schaub in Los Angeles. Schaub.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you, Schaub?
So I have a question that I got married with a U.S. citizen last year. So we had an interview, and my wife withdrew the case during the interview with the officer.
Okay.
And after that, I was 485 and 751 all was canceled. I got a letter, everything is canceled.
Okay.
I applied for a VAWA.
Right.
And I got a prima facie.
Great.
Yeah, I just got like after 3-4 months.
Great.
So, sorry?
Great. What's the question?
Okay, the question is, will this withdrew thing affect my VAWA decision?
Well, it depends what happened. Like, you know, a lot of times they withdraw the case and they sign something that says it was a bogus marriage, it wasn't a real marriage. If that's the case, that's evidence against saying it's a real marriage. On the same token, somebody who's being abusive to you and would show up to an interview may very well do that, and that is part of the emotional abuse to try to get you deported. So, I mean, it could be used both ways. The fact that they gave you a prima facie determination means that they looked at your case, and what prima facie means is it's on its face, just looking at it very quickly, this looks like an approvable case. So when you get that prima facie determination, that means things are going in the right direction.
Okay. And second question is, can I apply for advanced parole?
You have to file for an adjustment. Have you filed an adjustment?
No, not yet.
All right, so I get this all the time. I get this when people text me. I get this on the show. When you file a VAWA application and you only do an I-360 with nothing else, you are getting nothing. You are going to wait 18 to 24 months for a work permit, and in that process, you get nothing. What you should be doing when you file a VAWA, especially when you've already filed an adjustment and it's already been denied, you should be filing a new adjustment with that VAWA. You can do it now. You pay the filing fee of $1,225. You get the work permit and the advanced parole. You get that as an adjunct to an I-485. You don't get it as an adjunct to a pending VAWA case. And people,
okay.
All right, so you got to have the I-485 pending to get the work permit and the travel permission. Now, somebody will call up and say, wait a second, I never did an adjustment and I got a work permit on my VAWA. And the answer is yes, but you only get a work permit on a VAWA after the VAWA is approved, which takes 18 to 24 months. So if you just do a VAWA and nothing else, you're going to get nothing for 18 to 24 months, and then presuming the VAWA gets approved, then you can apply for a work permit based on an approved VAWA. Or you can have a pending adjustment at any time with a filed VAWA and get your work permit and travel permission immediately. So that's what I would suggest.
So it's not good to apply for advanced parole now.
Absolutely. Go. Do it. Why not?
Okay.
Do you wonder why?
Okay.
You already had an adjustment and it was already denied. They already know everything about you. So if the VAWA gets denied, whether you filed 2 adjustments or 1, the same bad stuff's going to happen to you. So go get your benefits. What are you sitting around not getting benefits for?
I already applied for the work permit.
Remember what I said when the first words that came out of my mouth on this show. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? And what I just said to you 3 minutes ago is you can apply for a work permit with an I-360. You're not getting it for 2 years until your VAWA is approved. So great, you applied for it. How are you going to work legally for the next 24 months? If you apply for an adjustment with the VAWA, you get a work permit and travel right away. There's no reason not to. You already filed an adjustment. They know everything about you. So what are you scared about?
Okay, so I should go ahead and apply for the adjustment and also for advanced parole.
Absolutely. Okay. All right? Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I get that.
All right, let's go to ALFIA in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. ALFIA.
Oh, hi, Brad. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, I have a question. I recently filed to remove of condition on my green card, and I was denied for lack of evidence, and also a couple questions that they asked my husband, and he couldn't answer it. What can I do to reappeal?
Well, there's no appeal of it, but what's going to happen is, and I don't want you to freak out, they're going to send you a notice for deportation. It's called a notice to appear. You get a second bite of the apple before the immigration judge. You get an opportunity to prove it's a real marriage. If it's real, this is what a real marriage is. A real marriage is the two of you live together and you prove it, and the two of you have a financial relationship. And like I always say, the financial relationship begins with a joint bank account, with you pooling your money together and paying the bills of your marriage through that joint bank account. If you can do all of that and show all of that, according to the U.S. government, you're in a bona fide marriage.
Okay.
So you would have to do it before a judge.
Okay, how long before I could get all that evidence? Like, how long would they give me?
Oh, you're going to have it at least another year and a half, 2 years, the whole process.
Okay, and then my next question is, while I was pending, they used to stamp my book. Will I be still able to get it stamped?
No, because your green card's now been terminated.
Okay, and if I'm living in Florida, would you able to represent me?
I absolutely can. Hold on one second. Let's go to Philip in Brooklyn. Philip.
Hi, bro.
How are you? Whoa, that was loud.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, sorry, I have a couple of questions. Just one question to ask you. In 2018, applied for VAWA.
I don't hear a word you're saying. You have to you
can you hear me?
No, you in a warehouse? I hear pots and pans. Are you in a kitchen? What are you doing?
No, actually, I'm in a... Okay, can you hear me clearly now or no?
I just hear a lot of noise in the background. Where are you? Hello? Philip. All right, let's try to get Philip in a quieter spot. Yeah. All right, let's go to Karina in Ringgold, Georgia. Karina.
Hello.
Hi, Karina.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Not so great. I entered the country in 2000. Actually, got my green card, IR2, in 2010. However, right. I got into some issues with my sister. We got into a fight, and I was arrested. I was merely trying to defend myself in the whole situation.
Did you end up pleading guilty to something?
No, I was not charged.
Okay, fine. So then you don't have to. If you were arrested and ultimately the police let you go and there was no charges against you, it has no effect on your immigration.
That was not the only. Well, in 2018, I ended up in the same unfortunate situation with my husband, and I was trying to prevent him from just leaving while he's drunk, and I was protecting myself, and I scratched him with my nails, and I got arrested. However, there was no charges against me, and my biometrics appointment is coming up, and I'm freaking out.
Biometric for what? Adjustment or to remove the conditions? What are you doing?
Renewing my 10-year green card.
You're fine. As long as you can get arrested all the time you want. Well, obviously, not all the time you want. You don't want to get arrested at all. But I'm saying for immigration purposes, unless you're convicted of a crime, you have nothing to freak out about. You'll be fine.
Okay. May I ask you another question?
Yes, you may.
Something has been really bothering me for a long time is that when I moved here, I got my visa in October 2019, 2009, I'm sorry.
2009.
October 9, right. And my daughter was born in August of that same year, and NVC said, okay, take all the paperwork to with affidavit, the money and everything, and they denied her and said that I was a child. I couldn't bring a child, and it's just been bugging me. Like,
where's your daughter right now?
She's in Jamaica.
So why don't you file for her?
But it's
What's bugging me is that you've had a daughter in Jamaica for 10 years, and you're bugged out that can't get her here when it's very simple to file for her?
On the way here.
So what's the problem?
Husband no, I was just wondering if this was supposed to happen.
You cannot. If your husband filed for, how did you get your green card? It depends on how you got your green card. Who sponsored you?
My mom. My stepdad.
Your stepdad filed for you. You were under 21. You would not be able to include any of your children. Although, if a child is born outside of the United States and you already have a green card, you're allowed to bring that child in, to parole that child in with you within the child's first 6 months of birth.
Okay.
But it's all water under the bridge right now. Somebody's got to file for this kid.
Well, it's already, we're just waiting right now for counselor to get her to the embassy. I don't know if they're going to have a interview for her because she's underage, but we're just waiting. Okay, that's all we're waiting for. Thank you so much. I binge watch all your shows today.
Thank you. All right. Spread the word, Karina. Let's go to Samantha in Denver, Colorado. Samantha.
Hey.
Hi.
So my question is, I have my green card through my ex-husband. Mm-hmm. We are divorcing right now, and I would like to understand, like, he doesn't want to give me any support, and we have a son. So my question is he have any obligation towards me because he signed the affidavit of support?
Yes, he does. He has an obligation to you to support you 125% above the poverty level until you've had a green card for 10 years or you're a U.S. citizen. You can bring that affidavit of support into a divorce court and enforce it. You can also, in any state, if you have a child, the law says he has to support that child. Period.
Right.
There's child support. So, and then, in every state there's maintenance, there's equitable distribution. So you have a lot of rights. I'm not a divorce attorney, but you certainly have a lot of rights.
Yes, but in my state, you need to be married for 3 years, and we are married just 1 year.
Who says you have to be married for 3 years? You can be married for a day and still be entitled to all sorts of different rights. I mean, I don't know what... you're entitled to maintenance and alimony and equitable distribution. You have a child, you're entitled to child support no matter what. And if that money is, if you say, okay, I'm just making up a number, I have no idea. Let's say all your child support, your maintenance and everything adds up to $100 a month. I don't know, because it was a very short-lived marriage and, your husband doesn't make any money for child support. I'm just making this up. I have no idea. Okay, and obviously it's a very low number. It's probably thousands of dollars or 500 or 1,000, whatever it is. But let's call it easy math, $100. But to support you 125% above the poverty level, your husband would have to give you $200 a month. So bring in the affidavit of support. You do get a better deal from the affidavit of support than you would from the family laws of that particular state, or vice versa.
Right. The tricky part is I do have savings.
It doesn't matter whether you have savings. It doesn't matter whether you have savings. You could have $20 million. You could have $20 million in the bank. Your husband has to support you 125% above the poverty level. That's what he signed.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter, even though he knows that I have savings.
It doesn't matter. He has to support you on that affidavit of support. That affidavit of support doesn't say It doesn't say anywhere on that affidavit of support, I'm going to support my wife 125% above the poverty level, except if she has $100,000 in the bank, then I don't have to do it. Doesn't say that.
Okay, and it's me and our.
And he has to give child support no matter what. That's completely different. Wherever you are in Colorado, get a good family court lawyer. Hold on. Let's go to Jeff in Providence, Rhode Island. Jeff.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm calling to ask a few questions. I'm in a removal proceeding since 2014, and I actually got married in 2015, and since Trump, they moved the case to 2020, which is this coming February. But my wife just decided that she was not gonna go because we have a little bit of argument, and ever since we've been married, all she said to me is how I'm gonna get deported and all that stuff. So right now, I don't know what to do. If I should go to the immigration by myself.
If you go by yourself, you'll get deported. You got to show up with your wife. I mean, you got three choices. You can figure out how to make up with your wife. You can file an abuse case. You can get divorced and remarry again before your final hearing and deportation in a bona fide marriage. That's everybody's options. I say it all the time. I have no idea what to tell you. We would need to have a consultation, but those would be your options. What you're not going to do is just show up and whatever the hell happens, because then you'll get deported. So hold on one second. Let's go to Jay in Columbia, South Carolina. Jay.
Hello, Brad. Good evening.
How are you?
Yes, I'm great. And you?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, I must first commend and appreciate you and your staff.
Thank you.
For your indelible work that you have been doing for us.
Did you say the word indelible?
Yes, indelible.
Wow, very good vocabulary. Very good. Congratulations on your vocabulary. I like that. You know, when I hear fancy words from fancy ladies, I like that. It makes me feel good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing great.
All right.
Yes.
So what can I do to help you?
By the way, I'm a green card holder from the Highlands of Jamaica.
Okay, great.
And I've filed for my adopted son last year when he was 18 in April.
When did you adopt this child? Let's start there.
Okay, I started the adoption when I was living. He born in my house. He lived in my house. I raised him in Jamaica.
Okay,
he was
great.
my grandson, by the way.
Okay, and when did you do the adoption?
I did it when I was in Jamaica before my daughter filed for me, but it didn't. Afterwards, she filed for me, and then it came through meanwhile I was living here.
Okay, great. How old was your son? He's now your adopted son. How old was he when the adoption came through?
Okay, the adoption came through before his 16th birthday.
Okay, and now he's 18.
Yes, and so
and when did you? I got one other question for you, and then you can tell me a story. When did you begin to file for him?
Okay, as I said, the adoption came through in 2017, and I filed for him in 2019 because of the.
You had to wait 2 years. You had to wait 2 years. You didn't have the legal guardianship for 2 years.
Oh no, but it came through in 2017.
Okay, all right. So this is the law.
Yes.
Okay. If you adopt somebody in another country that's not part of the Hague Act, it sounds like are you a citizen now?
No, I'm still a legal resident.
It sounds like everything will be okay, but this is what you have to prove. A, you got to prove that you and your son lived in the same house for 2 years before you came to America. I assume you'll be able to prove that. Number two, you have to prove that you got a final adoption signed. Completed adoption signed before he turned 16 years old.
Yes.
And number three, you have to prove that you had legal guardianship of him for 2 years before you file for him. If you never had legal guardianship of him, then legal guardianship starts on the day the adoption was signed, which would mean that you would have to file the I-130 visa petition on the 2nd year anniversary of his adoption. So if he got adopted before he was 16, he's now 18. Hopefully you filed that I-130 beyond the 2 years after the adoption. Otherwise, the case is going to get denied.
Okay. All right. Let me answer that now for you. Okay. So the adoption, everything came through legality, and the adoption paper, I have the court, I went to, and got it. And in 2017, when he was, before his 16th birthday. So I allow that, and thankfully to you two who have, have educated me about that because I didn't have the legal guardianship, I must waited 2 years.
Correct.
So it was 2017, and then I didn't do the I-130 until 2019.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. So what's the question?
So yes. So I've gotten when I've gotten last year April. I did it when he was 2. Because his birthday was in March.
Perfect.
And so I waited until 2 years, and then in May I got the receipt of notice of receipt.
Yep.
Yes, but I haven't heard anything yet. So how long you think I'll be waiting more?
It should get approved within a year. So hopefully by May of 2020 or less. If a 1 year has gone and you still haven't heard, then you call me.
Okay, thank you so much, Brad. And I said, you are the person who have called, and you told me that don't file it because until when 2 years pass for the legality, and I waited for 2 years after before I did it.
Yeah, that's why. And usually I like that. That's why you'll hear me say all the time, bring the child up as an orphan, because you could do that immediately. But you did it that way. It's fine. It's going to work out for you. Okay.
Yes, because he raised in my house, and you know, I started the process in Jamaica before, so it was done there. Thank you so much.
Jay, you are indelible too. You're indelible. I don't even know what I'm not exactly sure what indelible means. I'm being honest with you, but it sounds really fancy and nice. So
no, that means I tell you that means that your work is invaluable. There's no value can go on your work. It is so wide and big and thing, and we cherish that.
Jay, you can call me. Jay, you can call the show every day. All right, thank you. All right. Be well. Bye-bye. All right. I don't know. This is SIRI in Fremont, California. Hello?
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 SIRI?
Can you hear me? Hello?
SIRI?
Hello? Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Oh, he was real? Well, all right, tell SIRI to call back then, because I just disconnected him. It seemed like, isn't Fremont, California the headquarters for Apple too?
Yes.
Right? Yes. Or is it my imagination?
I believe so.
Jill says she doesn't think so. Yo-Yo says yes. But I know Apple is somewhere in California. All right, SIRI, call back if you want. All right. Seemed like it was a crank call because he kept going, hello, hello, hello. It's in Cupertino, California. Cupertino, California is the Apple. Now we got SIRI in Fremont, California.
Hi.
SIRI.
Hi.
Hi, SIRI.
How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, I have a question for
SIRI's asking me. That's so funny. Siri on my phone is now. Oh my gosh. Come on, SIRI. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So, wait. My wife wants to change the name on her ID. So she's going for that interview. So she's afraid of what to do for that. The name change on her ID and passport.
I don't understand. What is the question? Your wife wants to change her name, and what's the question?
Yeah, she's about to go for the citizenship interview.
She can change her name to anything she wants.
Okay, so before
put her on the phone because I hear her screaming at you in the background. Let me ask her directly.
Okay, can you ask?
Yes. What's the question? Hi.
No, the thing is, and when we married, I put the last name Dahin, and and in the certificate marriage, say the last name Dahin, but in the ID, how other last name. I'm not changing anything because I don't know if that causes a problem when I go to the interview or not.
You can change your name to anything you want. It's perfectly fine. Even if you're sponsoring your husband, it's perfectly okay. You can be SIRI, you can be Alexa, you could be who's the other people? SIRI, Alexa, or anybody. Bixby. Okay, you can be any name you want. You can be Uncle Brad. You can be Yo-Yo. You can be Nesquik. Any name you want. You can pick.
No, but in my ID, only my marriage certificate say the last name of him, but all my documents say different. Does it sound problem you in the interview or not?
Why does your marriage certificate have a different name than everything else?
Because before marriage, I have other last name.
No, it's not a problem because you got married in your maiden name, and now you've been going through your whole life in your married name. I don't see what the problem is.
So it's no problem when going, then they see different last name and my really current ID.
You got married in a maiden name. I'm trying to understand you. Where are you from? Where are you from?
El Salvador.
From where? El Salvador. You got married in a maiden name, And now you took your husband's name, and you've been using your husband's name the whole time. What's the big deal? You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, because my last name will be coming here. I'm Indian in the record that I am Latino.
No, it's perfect. It sounds okay to me. If I'm understanding your question properly. If you want to have a consultation, you can email me all your documents. I'll look at it. But it sounds like I don't see where the problem is.
Yeah, because some people say when go to the interview, they will change all there in the place.
One second. You got married you took your parents' name, you married your husband, and now you've been using his married name. I don't know where the problem lies.
There's no cause a problem, right? Okay.
I don't see the problem, but you could have a consultation with me, and maybe you want to do it, speak to somebody in Spanish. Maybe you'll understand better. Hold on. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Lisa in Queens. Lisa.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. Good afternoon. I'm sorry.
Right.
I have a question. I filed I-485 and I-360. My I-360 last week status shows new card being produced. I wanted to know what that means.
Means you're getting your green card. That's what it sounds like to me.
But I haven't done an interview.
Oh, then you're talking about your I-765 for your work permit then.
Oh, that will come up on the I-360 automatically?
Did you file the I-485 too?
Yeah, I filed both together.
Yes. So then it's the work permit. Then if you didn't get an interview,
I already have that. They're going to send me another one.
Then I don't know what you're looking at, and you would have to have a consultation with me. I don't know what other card it would be. If it's not a work permit, it's not your green card. What is it?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I don't know what you're doing.
Question,
okay.
No, that's what I'm seeing. So it was confusing.
I understand that, but how would I know? Bring everything in. I'll be happy to tell you. I don't know what you're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Second question. Now, if that I-360 is approved and my 5-year-old, he doesn't live here. He's in another country, and the I-360 approved, and he's on the petition. What's the next step?
You would have to do an I-824 to transfer the approval to the National Visa Center, so your son can come here as a derivative beneficiary. And it'll probably take another 6 to 12 months.
But do I need to file an I-485 for him?
No, he's in another country.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you what you're looking at. What you're not explaining it to me properly. Because if you ask me, do I have to file an I-485 for my son in another country? Then no, you don't. So I'm not sure what you're looking at. I'm not sure what you're doing. I understand you're reading something online, but what I'm telling you is it makes no sense to me. So the only thing I can tell you is come in and I'll make sense of it. All right. All right. Let's go to DJ in Memphis. DJ.
Hey, Uncle Brad, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I have a couple questions right here. I've been married my 2017. My second wife, and we went to interview October 29. Everything went well, and we received the second interview on the November 27, 2019. We went to interview, the surprise interview. Well, they asked me a question, they asked my wife a question. After that, they called us in the office. They say everything is going well.
So you got Stokes' interview and you did okay. Great. What's the question?
Okay. Yeah, then after that, after 1 week, we received the mail intent to deny.
Oh, so things did not go well.
Okay, so they say, the officer say intent to deny because I've been married before my first wife. I've been married. They say in the letter, she have a public assistant. Now we need to file the VAWA. So we filed the VAWA, I received the VAWA. My question is, I'm trying to go back home. I have a travel document. Is it okay to travel or just wait for the...
Wait. You went on a Stokes interview, you passed it, and then you got a notice of intent denied because you filed a VAWA? When was this VAWA filed?
No, after that, after we finished the Stokes interview, we received the mail from intent to deny.
Why?
So, because they say I've been married before. I've been married my woman before.
So what you're saying is they're calling you a bigamist?
No, they say it's public charge because I've been married. I've been divorced my old wife, my first wife.
You never divorced your first wife?
Yeah, we did. I divorced the first wife. Then I married the new wife. The new wife right now.
I don't know why you got denied. You need to show me the notice of intent to deny. I'm never going to figure it out. Send me it. Let's go to Morgan in Panama City. Morgan.
Hi. Good afternoon. Good night. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I have two situations.
Right.
One is with a friend of mine that is still on the island, Jamaica.
Okay.
She married, well, she was dating, got married to an American, had a baby by him, but he just not supporting her nor the child.
And the baby's in Jamaica?
Yes, the baby was born and is still in Jamaica. And he's not supporting her. He's not seems to be filing any papers to get her here. He just show up whenever and nothing else.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it in the United States. I can't force the man to file for her.
Right.
And I can't, and in terms of child support, the child's not in America right now, so there's no U.S. court that has jurisdiction over that child.
So what can she do in order for that child to get any benefit from him? As
nothing. The child ultimately may be able to file for citizenship at some point when he's older and prove the father was a citizen and get a U.S. passport. But you're going to need some evidence that the father's a citizen, evidence that the father lived in the United States for 5 years prior to the child's birth. But in terms of child support, there's no court that you can go into. The child's not in America. In terms of, you know, I had a man come and I got pregnant with an American and now I want immigration benefits. There's no such thing unless the man wants to file for her.
No, I understand that he don't have to file for her, but my major concern is the child. The child is entitled to something.
The child's a U.S. citizen, but you would have to prove that the father's a U.S. citizen, and you would have to prove that the father lived in the United States for 5 years prior to the birth. If you have evidence of that, you can get a passport. You just can't walk into the embassy and say, see this baby? The father's a U.S. citizen. Give him a passport.
But she'll be able to produce that evidence.
So if she could produce that evidence, great. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, give me a DNA test between the father and this baby. That's what they're going to say.
Right. And if she have a DNA test,
they're going to make it do it through the U.S. government.
Okay.
They don't hand out passports that easily. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. The other thing is that I filed for my husband and he came here, but things got sour. We got in an altercation and he was arrested twice. However, he had filed for the conditional status to be removed the 3 months to the anniversary of the 2 years. That's back in 2017, right? And up until today's date, he have not received the 10-year. However, he was able to get an info pass and a stamp in his passport because everything had expired from the time we had submitted the conditional status to be removed, but he has not received the green card.
And the question, what is your question? When will he get a green card?
Yes.
I don't know, but if it's been more than 2 or 3 years, you should file a mandamus if it's a real marriage.
A what?
Mandamus. You sue the government when they're violating your rights. So if they don't process an application, you know, when somebody says to me, I didn't get the green card, when will I get it? I don't have the slightest idea when you're going to get it. I'm not the U.S. government. I have no idea. Okay? But I do know this. I do know that if you have a pending I-751 and it's 2.5 years, government's violating your rights. So the best way to not have your rights violated anymore is you sue the government. It's called the mandamus action, and you force them to make a decision. They can't sit on your application and do nothing.
Okay.
And I can help you with that. Have a consultation. So hold on. Let's go to, who is this? This is ALFIA in Fort Myers, Florida. ALFIA.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I moved to the U.S. in 2010. My mother filed a I-130.
Right.
In 2006. In 2016, my husband filed for divorce as I was on his TD visa. I had a consultation with an attorney. He told me that the divorce would actually put me in a better position and I'm not to leave the U.S. He would file an adjustment of status the moment the divorce is finalized. When the divorce was finalized, I took all my papers to him. He filed the adjustment of status.
Is it you filed an adjustment based on your mom's application? So you went from an F3 as a married daughter of a U.S. citizen to an F1 unmarried daughter of a U.S. citizen, correct?
Right.
Okay, but the problem is your mom filed in 2006. You overstayed your time. Once the divorce happened, you're out of status based on whatever visa you were on. And as a result of that, you are not eligible to adjust your status because you're out of status unless you're 245I. And that's probably what happened, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So now you need to do a provisional waiver.
Right.
Your lawyer screwed you. Hold on.
My problem is
your problem is your problem is you're listening to a dumb lawyer. That's what your problem is.
The thing is, Rod, I have 2 kids, and my eldest is going to turn 18 in September.
The thing is, you're listening to a dumb lawyer. So what you need to do is listen. You need to do a provisional waiver. Every day you complain about it, and every day you worry about it, is another day you don't have a green card. So you need to do a provisional waiver for you and your children. You all go home, you all come back. That's what you need to do. Hold on. Let's go to Angie in Atlanta, Georgia. Angie.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Okay. I'm looking forward to filing my I-400. I've been in the U.S.
Your N-400.
Sorry,
yeah,
my
for your citizenship.
Right.
Okay.
However, I won't be in the United States for 5 years until about June, sometime in June. But I was told I could actually.
You can file 90 days before the 5-year anniversary.
Okay, before the 5-year anniversary.
90 days, which is not 3 months, because 3 months is 93 days. So make sure you count 90 days.
Okay. So, that was one of the questions. The other question is, when I came as a green card holder, I came with 2 kids. One of them now will be 18 years when I file. Will this child need to file a separate N-400?
Yes. Once the child reaches 18, the child has to file a separate N-400. If the child is under 18 when you become a citizen and they're legally living with you in your legal custody, that child would become an automatic citizen.
Oh, but so
it sounds to me the younger one is going to be a citizen. The older one who's going to turn 18, once he or she turns 18, would have to file his or her own N-400.
Right. So the one who will become a citizen when I do, the younger one, would I need to do anything at all for that child to automatically become a citizen?
Nope, it would just automatically happen.
Oh, so I just take them to swear in with me?
No, you would have to file an N-600 after the fact and apply for a U.S. passport.
Oh, for that child?
Yeah, but it's an automatic grant of citizenship.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Philip in Brooklyn. Philip.
Hi, Brad. Good evening.
How are you?
Fine. Sorry, I filed I-360 in 2016. So I got prima facie on July, the CBA. But on the prima facie, it was written, receipt date, it was February.
It was written
February.
What?
Can you hear me?
I do, but I don't understand what you're saying.
2016. No, I said I filed
all right, so
VAWA.
you got a VAWA, you got a prima facie. This has all happened 3 years ago. What's your question?
Yeah, actually, in 2018. But so
so it happened a year and a half ago. Okay.
Yeah, they gave me 1 year. They gave me 1 year extension which is
a 1-year extension of what? Your prima facie?
Yeah, my prima facie.
Okay.
Which is expired July last year.
Okay, so what's your question?
After it expired, the reason was after it expired, they
what is your question? What is your question?
My question is that now they are giving me extension for this third time that they are giving me extension. So I'm like, is there anything going on why you give me extension? They said that after they gave it to me, they could extend it again, and this is the third time.
So you're all right. All right. After you just went through that entire statement of 5 minutes of 2016, 2018, 2016. I got prima facie extended. I did it. I got it extended twice. I got it extended 3 times. Your question boils down to 1 second. Your question boils down to when will my VAWA case get approved? That's what you're asking me. I don't have the slightest idea.
No. The reason was
maybe the Magic 8 Ball knows. Magic 8 Ball knows when it's going to get approved. But I don't know when it's going to get approved. But what you should be doing, shush. What you should be doing. File an adjustment so you can get your work permit and you can get a travel permission. Have you done that?
Yeah, I get my work permit already.
Have you filed an adjustment already?
Yes, I've done that already.
Okay,
so
fine. So you just got it. So now you just got to wait. I didn't handle your case. I don't know anything about it. So everyone who calls me, including yourself, Philip, who says, when will my VAWA get approved? I don't know. How would I know when it's going to get approved?
Bro, the only thing why I'm asking this question, so is it ever possible that I should get extension 3 times?
Yes, it's possible 5 times. It's possible 10 times. It's possible 100 times. Immigration can hold your case forever. Okay? The only time they don't hold your case is when you file a mandamus or when you file a perfect case that should get approved right away. I don't know what you did.
Okay. I will have filed a mandamus, but the year is not yet lapsed yet. So that's why I'm still waiting for that.
So then you're within processing. So you just got to hang in there. All right? Hold on. All right, let's go to Ola in the Bronx. Ola.
Hello?
Hi. Let me give you the answer. Your case will be approved on September 4th, 2021. Ola, what's your question?
Hello. Hi, Brad. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I have 2 questions.
Yes.
One is I filed I-130 for my children in Africa, 2 of them. My wife filed for them. She filed for me too.
Great.
And I was approved for my green card. I got my green card last year, November.
Right.
So now we filed July last year for my 2 kids, I-130, and they get approved December 31st. Hello?
I'm listening to you. You got your green card.
Okay.
Your wife filed for you. The kids got approved. The I-130s.
Yeah.
And what is your question?
Okay, my question is that now me and my wife, we have an issue that she moved out from the house, and I too have to move out from that house to go rent another house.
Does she want to help your children or no?
No, she want to help them before.
Does she want to help them today?
No, she put me on divorce. Now we're going to on divorce.
Okay. Does she? That wasn't my question to you. My question to you: does she want to help your children?
No, she don't even say anything about them no more.
So then you would need separately to refile for them as a permanent resident father, because that case is going nowhere then.
Oh, so even though they send the NBC send letters,
even until your children show up with a green card in America, your wife can pull the case right from under them, which is probably what she'll do. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.